I am recording.
I'm also recording.
I'm recording. Ba, ba, ba. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 690th episode of the Pokemon Podcast. It's super effective. I'm your host, Steve. With me is Bobby.
Hello. I found trading cards on the shelf this week. They weren't Pokemon trading cards. They were SpongeBob trading cards, but trading cards nonetheless.
I think it's a bigger scam than Pokemon cards.
No. 25th anniversary. The cards are amazing. Made by Topps Chrome. They're awesome. They're so good.
You know what else is awesome? Chris is here.
Whoa, what's up, everybody? What a fanfare. I don't think I've ever been introduced with such enthusiasm before. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, see, we had to kick Glau off the podcast because he walked into some sort of gaming store and got a physical card for Koraidon and Miraidon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. There was a restock. Before...
Yeah.
Whew, this is going to be a doozy of an episode. Before we get to the news, let me lay out what we're going to talk about. First part is we're going to talk about GameStop. They did do something. They did. I said last week, I'm sure they'll do something. They sure did. They sure did something this week. And then we have some Pokemon Go news, which is tied to Legends ZA. So I know there's some people who skip the Pokemon Go part, but it is related to Legends ZA, so you might want to stick around. We'll also have a little couple. Chris is here. We want Chris's thoughts on ZA. So
Bet.
So Pokemon Go and ZA is going to be mushed into the middle segment, and then TCG Pocket released a new set, which is also a doozy of a thing to talk about. So, but to make it all up to everyone, our bonus segment will be Cafe Remix. No, this is not a joke. You definitely want to pay $5 for that. Patreon.com/
Are people spending $5 on Cafe Remix itself? I don't even know.
Oh, you're going to love the bonus segment.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're going to love it.
All
you
right.
won't want to miss it. Because the bonus segment's going to be that good. We're making it free this week.
Wow.
You can go over to Patreon.
Oh my gosh.
You can sign. You just have to make a Patreon account. You don't have to sign up for the free trial. It'll be free to all members. You can be a free member. It'll work there.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
I knew it was going to be free for me because I'm going to be there, but it's still exciting, you know?
Look, we have to really sell the end of the show for people to get through this episode this
Right.
week. So.
Exactly.
Speaking of this episode, GameStop.
Yeah.
This is a tweet from 22 hours ago recording this podcast. You wanted more shiny codes? We bugged Pokemon until they gave in. More Koraidon and Miraidon codes are here only at GameStop. That is their tweet. I like how the replies are, we'll bug them again.
Go back to the well. Get another bucket, man. Come on. Come on.
The image for our audio listeners are round 2. More codes have arrived as of Saturday, 4 p.m. EST, 1 p.m. PST. Don't miss your shot to get a free Shiny Koraidon or Shiny Miraidon for the first time ever, only at GameStop. In lower, no one reads part at the bottom, it says no purchase required while supplies last. Code printed on receipt.
Well, Steve, the code's printed on the receipt, so of course they can just print as many as they want, right? Because it's a free item. It's a free digital item printed on a receipt, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
In all of the world except for America, that statement, Bobby, is true. Not in Freedom Land.
Yeah, we're truly free only from potential and nothing else. They're keeping us safe from that, you know? But this had the potential to be so much easier, but then where would the character be built if not for the adversity, right? So they're doing us a favor.
I see. I see.
Think about that. Come
I
on.
missed that completely.
Right.
Between
It's all about
all of the
perspective.
the tweets and the posts yesterday.
It's all a show.
So there's a bit of confusion about this because some stores did get physical cards. We literally watched Glau walk into a store and walk out with a physical card.
Mm-hmm.
He was in New York City this weekend. And then I saw this. I was getting ready for the day, and then I saw that they tweeted, and I said, well, if they're printing it on receipt, I would like to know the process so I could talk about this.
Does this have anything to do with the fact that today is Glau's birthday?
Happy birthday,
maybe.
Glau. It
Happy
is Glau's
birthday.
birthday. He went to New York for a concert, so I think
No,
he
I'm
treated
saying
himself.
maybe he was like, it's my birthday. Could you give me a physical thing? And they just like cut out something out of the magazine really quick. And we're like, here you go. Here's a physical card or whatever.
That's true.
They print this out on the black and white printer in the back, you know?
That must have been what it was.
Yeah.
Maybe he signed up for a pro membership, so they felt inclined to give him a physical
They
card.
went the extra mile to do what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, right.
So I drove to GameStop. It was crowded. There was one employee working on a Saturday. I was like, this is the perfect essence of a GameStop experience. I waited in line to the mother and very, very small child, probably like a child who is crawling around on the floor, child, to say how much are Switch controllers, to the GameStop employee saying they're this price, but you can get them used and you can get a protection plan.
Gotta have that insurance.
It's painful buying a used product and getting it protected is crazy.
Side note. I also thought it was weird that the GameStop employee, I'm sure they're a very nice person. I just thought this conversation was weird. I'm going to bring it up. I also thought it was weird for them to say the protection plan lasts 2 years, and if nothing is wrong with it, she said I still bring my controller in at the end of the 2 years and just swap them out with a new one. And that's what the protection plan allows. And she said sometimes there's new colors and you could just bring them back within the 2 years and swap them out for a different color.
Okay.
I don't think that's true, and I think that's going to play into what we're about to talk about. But that was a wild, I don't think the mother cares that you can maybe swap out colors. I think she just wants to know the price of the controller.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Yeah. So before we get into the next part, because I think it has to do with confusion and things like that as well, I also have a really quick GameStop story from this week, because I went into a GameStop this week after the code stuff to pick up SpongeBob cards. And I went in and I called first. I said, do you guys have SpongeBob cards? They said, yes. I said, great. I went into the store. It was not the same person. There were 2 employees working. It was not the same person at the register that was helping me. So I walked up, said, hey, do you guys have SpongeBob cards? This guy was nice. We had a nice conversation afterwards, but he said, no, we're all out. And I said, oh, I talked to somebody a little while ago that said you had some. Maybe you ran out between now and then. And he looks over at the other employee and goes, do we have any SpongeBob cards? And she's like, I don't know, let me go check the back. Goes to check the back, and there's a full case of SpongeBob cards that were back there. And I was like, dude, you just told me you didn't have any, confidently told me you had no SpongeBob cards, and there was an entire case in the back room of SpongeBob cards. If I hadn't said anything, if I hadn't have questioned it, I would have just walked out with no SpongeBob cards, and there was a full case sitting in the back of the store. What is going on?
Quintessential retail experience, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. So, anyways, Steve, continue.
Whew. That conversation still bothers me. I don't think the GameStop warranty just says bring back your Joy-Cons because you bought the warranty and just swap them out. I don't think that's what the warranty entails.
There's no way it does. There's no way it says anything like that.
Maybe they're really betting on there's a young child involved. There's no way these are making 2 years.
No, I don't even care if that's the possibility. That warranties are not. The warranty is built in so that you pay for a thing you never actually use.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's no way they're like, and at the end of the 2 years, just bring it in to actually use the thing you've been paying for the last 2 years.
Right. They would be losing money if people were just bringing in Joy-Cons to swap colors.
Yes. Yes.
This company really wants to lose money, though. This is what we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
So I said last week that GameStop could not print codes on the receipt, and other stores like Micromania or like Game, GAME, these stores can print on receipts because they never upgraded their POS, point of sale. Not the POS some of you guys are thinking about, but maybe you can apply that to GameStop. I don't know. GameStop at a certain point did upgrade their POS, and that's why they can't print on receipts. Again, when I worked at GameStop 700 years ago, I could just I could go into promotions. I could drop down to like whatever game it was. So it would be, Pokemon, and then it would say what the promotion was, and then at that it would say 0 to 99, and then you would just type in a number, and then the receipt would go, and then it would turn into a CVS receipt with all the codes on it. That's how it used to work. At a certain point, they upgraded their POS. That was like 10 years ago. You can't do that. So that's why I was like, I need to go in. I need to know how they're printing it on receipts.
Wait, can we clarify? If you're not in America, a CVS receipt, what Steve is saying is CVS has this, like, they're famous for printing out incredibly long receipts. CVS is a pharmacy in America. So if you're not from America, that's what the reference is.
Yeah.
You're like getting your like $40 prescription, and then it gives you like 50 cents off like Campbell's soup at like the very end.
Yeah.
Yep. No joke, like a 10-foot long receipt for like 3 items in the store.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yep.
I kind of like it though.
Notice how they never donate any money to like environmental efforts, though. You know what I mean? Strange.
With all the paper that they're burning through.
Actually, I don't know if they do or don't, but I haven't seen it. So,
So I went to GameStop. I would say it was pretty busy, especially for one employee. There was 2 people in front of me. One was somebody who bought something Pokemon related, because I heard her say, and your shiny code is here on the receipt. I don't want to like highlight it because it might smear and erase some of the numbers, but it's right here. And that was cool. And then the mom with her Joy-Con son crawling on the floor. That was a conversation that lasted too long. And then I went up and I said, "Hey, can I get the Shiny Koraidon Miraidon code?" That's what I said. I didn't want to be like, I know it all, or like I want normal customer experience, right? Like what would a normal customer do?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Yeah, are you a pro member?" And I said, "Nope." And she said, "Well, if you would like to sign up, you get $5 off a month." And she gave me the big spiel of the pro member, which is like exactly what I expect from GameStop. And I said, "No, that's okay. Thank you for asking." And then I watched her scan a barcode, and then that barcode rang up as an item, and then she tilled it out, and then that's what ended up on the receipt.
So
really,
the conversation I had with that guy, with the GameStop employee earlier this week, he mentioned that to me. He said, everybody's mad at GameStop, and it's really annoying because people come in and they're mad at us for not having the codes. He said, even if we had more codes, or if we could print them on receipt, we have to have a specific barcode, and we have not been supplied that barcode in order to print the code on receipt. So he's like, that's the only way we can do it, is if we're supplied the specific UPC barcode in order to print them on receipt. We can't just do it from, like you said, because of the update of the system, they can't just do it from the system without something.
So I got the receipt, and then I noticed that like she like wrote down something after I was leaving, but I wasn't like paying attention. This will come into play in a second. And I made a mistake as I walked out, and I was like, I tweeted the picture of the receipt, and I said, GameStop can print on receipt, should be unlimited like Micromania, like Game, like any of that. And then very quickly I found out that the thing that she was writing as I walked out was like marking off that I was one of 50 customers. And then then somebody sent me a picture of it, somebody who worked at GameStop. I don't want to dox GameStop employees, which said it says like Shiny Koraidon code limit 50, only one per customer. And then, so I must have been, I don't know. I was there like within the first 30 minutes of GameStop tweeting that this promotion was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then other people in the Discord or the Slack were like, my GameStop's already out of the 50. So I corrected my tweet saying GameStop has more codes, not unlimited codes. But this is the confusion. If you could just scan a barcode for a digital item that doesn't exist, that doesn't have inventory, why is there a limit?
Right.
And my fault for saying the word unlimited. I corrected that within like the first like 5 minutes of that tweet. Didn't mean to like, but within the time of me saying GameStop has unlimited codes, I felt like there was a wave of people being like, yes, they fixed it. I can go in. I don't have to rush in today. I can go in on Monday or Tuesday. I can get it whenever. And then when I corrected it to, okay, they have more codes. I'm pretty sure it's limited to 50 now that other people have showed me this screenshot that I didn't see, but now makes sense because I was like, what is she like? Is she writing like I'm a bad person? I walked out. She was just like, Mark. She was like, well, this guy didn't get the pro membership.
Yeah.
She must have been marking that I was one of the 50.
Yeah.
And when it was updated to like, okay, each GameStop now only has 50 for some undisclosed reason, it went back to like, this sucks. I'm not going to be able to get one. And it almost feels, it doesn't almost feel, it feels worse than the first time.
It really does. It does, because it was that feeling of that like relief, like, oh, they fixed it. This is great, you know? Like, I'm one of those people who I'm literally going to a GameStop today, and I was like, oh, I can just pick up the code today because I'll be there, right? Then when this tweeted out, I was like, oh, I can't go today. I'm busy, but I'm going tomorrow already for something. I will pick up the code while I'm there. So it was that moment of like, oh, they fixed it. Like, they actually came through and they fixed it. Met immediately with like, oh no, they didn't fix it. They partially fixed it. I don't know. Like, it also makes me think like, are they just going to randomly drop more in over the next few days, like over the next couple of weeks until that October 14th date? Because now that we know, it's like they don't have to have cards. They just have to be given the like the go for another 50 or whatever it may be. I do wonder if there'll be like a third wave and a fourth wave that happen over the next like 2 weeks.
Would that be better or worse though? I mean,
no,
like,
I don't think it's good at all, because the way that they're doing it is, first off, they're posting it on social media, which that's where most people are going to see it. I get that. But
right.
If you're not on Twitter or Threads or Blue Sky or any of those, you're not going to get that information, first off. And then if you have to be there within like the first couple hours that this exists, it also doesn't make any sense. Like, it just, it's a terrible way of doing this.
Yeah, dropping everything you're doing to be like, oh, now GameStop has it, sucks.
Yeah.
For any Pokemon aside, any promotion to be like, oh, there's something free that is limited, and if I don't go now, I'm not going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm with the hope of like, maybe they do this again, but then the whole cycle starts again.
Yep.
I'm struggling to see where the benefit is, because most of the time, like when Pokemon chooses to not engage with something or do something in an inoptimal way, it's usually for some sort of benefit that you can see. You know, you can make an argument whether or not the benefit is worth the trade-off of bad optics or whatever. And I think time and time again, Pokemon, whenever they've made a stumble, it's like, okay, well, they either address it or they don't address it. Either way, we all come back to the well eventually. It's not a huge deal. And I think small snafus like this doesn't really reflect poorly on Pokemon, even if it is their call for limited codes. It looks bad on GameStop because it's who you're interfacing with. And so they're pushing that blame onto their partner, which then moves that conversation to, how is this good for GameStop? Because the idea is that they're not going to give out like a static code for everybody on social media. They're not going to email your Nintendo account a code if you like sign up or something. They're not doing that. They're saying, go to this spot to get a physical code from somebody that works here. in order to get you to go to that store, right? That's the whole promotional idea. And so to get people to go and then only have 50 codes, and then these people are having to turn them away, or they don't have all of the information, or they're saying you have to make a purchase or be a premium member or whatever the case might be, you're just creating bad blood between you and your consumer base. So I don't understand why outlets like GameStop keep doing this if they keep having issues like this. This is just a very bad one of those. But like, when is enough? You know what I mean?
Yeah. To be fair, GameStop is like, I think at this point, GameStop is kind of universally like, I don't think if you took a poll of 100 people, I would guess a majority of those people would say they either have no feelings or negative feelings about GameStop.
Sure.
Yes.
In some way. So I feel like if nothing else, this is still getting people in their store.
Yeah.
Which
and I agree.
wouldn't happen.
I do agree, but these people aren't becoming return customers. You know what I mean? They're like.
But how many of them went in a second time? Like, how many people actually went in again for this second code drop? Like, just to be disappointed. But I feel like those same people may go in for the third code drop as well, even though like,
they might. They might.
I don't think even when I worked at GameStop a long time ago, GameStop was not well loved. I mean, there's the issues of like them selling you new games already opened back in the day. Their return policy sucked. They hounded you for pre-orders or wanted to sell you a Game Informer subscription, or like tried to upsell you on all these things. So like not much, like it has only gotten worse since I've worked there. On top of like, and I say this all the time, like they pay garbage.
Yeah, I want to clarify that this is more a reflection on like GameStop as a corporation. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of GameStop employees that are like wonderful. Like, my local GameStop is actually, I enjoy going into there. Like, the people that actually work at the GameStop are very nice, and I usually have a nice conversation with them because it's not typically super busy. So like, this is not a reflection on individual GameStop employees.
Yeah.
This is more like about the corporation GameStop.
Well, maybe lying about how the warranty works on Joy-Cons. I don't know about that.
There's also like the individuals that aren't, yeah.
Well, speaking of individuals, there are bad actors at GameStop. It literally says here on the promotion, no purchase required while supplies last, codes printed on receipts. And we had people in our Discord saying like, GameStop tried to make me sign up. GameStop tried to make me buy something, or GameStop wanted me to have a pro membership. There were some people in our Discord saying GameStop required a phone number. I was not asked a phone number. Some GameStop employees required you to show that you had the game, whether that was like download the My Nintendo app and then show, or have your Switch with you and show. I think those are weird things to ask, and I think for sure there are GameStop employees. I know this because I worked with them. There are GameStop employees that like they have that working at GameStop was their only like sense of having a power trip, and they were like, this is my only control I have in life, is to restrict this gamer from getting their free promo code that costs me as an employee nothing, and also waste me, the employee's time, when I could just give them the code and send them on their way. But instead, I'm going to have them linger around my store to download an app to show that I have this purchase. I don't think that's like the worst offender, because for those who have like never been to Japan, you would be able to walk inside a Pokemon Center, show them your passport, say it's your birthday, and then get like a code for Cherish Ball Chansey for your birthday. And then what people would do is they would just go to every Pokemon Center during the 1 week trip to Japan and get like 6, 7, 8 Chansey codes, and then like sell them on eBay for like $5 a pop, which probably isn't really tourists. It's probably locals doing that. So now, most of the time, a Pokemon Center in Japan, you will show them your birthday, and then they will want you to have your Switch with you, so you redeem it right there in front of them. So you're not taking these codes out. So like GameStop like asking you to like show that you own the game, I don't think is the worst offender. I don't think they're getting paid enough to do that, or paid enough to like be the keeper of these codes. Like, but like trying to make you buy something, or like asking for your phone number, or asking if you have a pro membership, or trying to sell you a pro membership, all of that is like really annoying when on your own promotional graphics, it is, and also on Pokemon.com, which is very important. It says no purchase necessary.
Let me ask you a question, Steve. Were there pro memberships when you worked there? I forget when they started the pro membership.
Yes, the membership I had when we worked there wasn't called a pro membership. It was like $15 or $20, and it was, you got your 12 issues of Game Informer, and then you got 10% off used stuff, and then you got 10% more on trade-ins. I think that was the whole,
and I think
membership.
Part of that still exists. There's at least 10% off nowadays on product when you are a pro member.
Yeah.
But so my question was going to be, do they get commission on pro membership? Like why do they push them so hard? Is there like a percentage they have to hit, or is there like a commission?
It is based on the more memberships you sell, the more hours you get.
Oh.
So the worst day to work at GameStop was Sunday. So the usually if you were working one day a week, it was on Sunday. For some reason of whatever, I don't know why, but like Sundays it was like really hard to sell pre-orders, and it was like really hard to like sell pro memberships. And coming from somebody who worked at GameStop on Sundays, it was always when like the soccer moms would come in, and they would always come in with like a laundry basket full of like FIFA and Madden games. And it was always like, my son went off to college, here are their games. And you'd be like, we have too many FIFA 12s. We can't take this. We had like FIFA 07 is worth 5 cents. FIFA 06 we can't take this. Mm-hmm. So sorry. And they would just be like really frustrated at the end. And I don't know how it's done now. Again, I worked at GameStop a really long time ago, but the higher your attachment rate was to memberships and to pre-orders, the more hours you got.
That's interesting. That's definitely a weird
because
way to do it.
They didn't want to give you hours if you weren't good at
selling.
Yeah. But it wasn't commission.
And
it
that's
definitely was not commission.
Yeah. And to be fair though, like I don't know how long, Steve, you worked at Apple as a salesperson versus
I never
genius?
sold anything at Apple.
You were only a genius there? So
no, he was a salesperson. He just never sold anything.
I didn't sell a single thing.
So at Apple, you also had to have attach rates. So like there was a percentage for Apple Care that you had to attach to stuff. There was a percentage for Mobile Me, which is now iCloud. There was a percentage for one-to-one, which was like personal training. You had to hit these marks. If you wanted to get promoted, you had to hit specific marks. So if you ever go to an Apple store and you wonder why they're bugging you for the things to attach to your stuff, you don't get promoted if you don't hit those marks. You don't lose hours. It's not like that, but this is like a retail thing, right? They obviously want to attach these subscriptions to products because subscriptions are going to bring in continued revenue versus like the one-offs. So I get that, but that is a weird way to go about it.
Also, just a side note, I didn't say this last week. GameStop has closed 1,000 stores since 2020. So in the last 5 years, 1,000 stores across the world have closed. I don't know how many specifically those were to America. That's just a side note. Take that for what it's worth. Mm-hmm. So anyways, going back to GameStop's tweet, you wanted more shiny codes. We bugged Pokemon until they gave in. More shiny codes are here at GameStop. I tweeted to them, GameStop employees are stating that Pokemon set a 50 codes per store limit on the second wave. Why? You are so close to fixing this issue. Just print them on the receipt for anyone who walks in. It's a digital item. GameStop responded to me saying, not our decision.
GameStop social media manager is snarky. A lot of snark coming from those GameStop. If you look at the GameStop tweets, they're quite snarky. But I mean, not their decision. It's so the Pokemon company is literally going in there and being like, only print 50. Why? Like, what? How does this benefit literally anybody? How does this benefit the Pokemon company? Because like, sure, they don't look like the bad guys here because again, you're like you said, Chris, you're interfacing with GameStop. So people are going to be mad at GameStop before they're mad at the Pokemon company.
I think the only,
how does it benefit the Pokemon Company? In any
the
way?
only thing could be the buzz that it's making, I guess, right? And if we're going to operate by the theory that bad press is good press, especially for Pokemon, because bad press doesn't really affect them very much, then maybe they don't care, and they're just like, yeah, let's just get people talking about this, limit it up. It'll get people talking on social media. It'll cause a buzz. We'll give them a couple more. Maybe we'll drip feed them a few. Maybe this was the plan, you know?
But like, to get them talking about what Scarlet and Violet, if you don't have a Switch 2, that's not a good experience.
Bro, I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, probably the Shiny Miraidon and Koraidon, and then it brings attention to the, like, when people inevitably write articles about this on websites and stuff, they're going to mention the fact that ZA is up and coming, because that's what every gaming journalist does. Like Pokemon on the you know, the horizon of their release of Pokemon ZA on whatever. This is happening, blah blah blah, and how does this affect the, like, those think pieces are going to come out, and those are the things that get circulated. People talk about it because that's like an age gap thing that, like, older, like, I get forwarded articles about Pokemon from my parents all the time. They're like, look at this. I'm like, I have no idea what they're talking about. You know, so who knows? Who knows what the angle is? But I'm sure there is one.
Yeah,
I was talking to Mr. Joe Sarumi about this too. I don't 100%, like, I going back to the Joy-Con conversation of buy this warranty and then within 2 years you can just come in and swap for different colors. This is like an employee saying this to a customer, just like straight up lying. I maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know how the GameStop warranty works, but I don't know any warranty that is just like, I don't like this anymore. Can I get a different color?
Yeah.
And I think we talked about this last week. I think there's a lot of misinformation between employees and between customers, and I'm sure there's misinformation between corporate and employees. I do remember it's just a side note. I do remember one time our GameStop had like a little Blockbuster wall where it was like, you ever walk into I'm really aging myself. You ever walk into like a Blockbuster or a Hollywood Video and there would be like a Jeff's favorite movie, or like Cindy's favorite movie, or like Bill recommends this one. We set one of those up at our GameStop. Like, this was like Steve's recommendation, or like, I don't know, Casey's favorite game. And corporate came in and was like, you can't do that. Take it down. Even though it was like fun, and like people loved it, and they were, because people would ask that all the time. They would come to GameStop, they'd be like, what game should I get my kid? Like, what are you playing right now? Or like, what do you think I should get them? Like, oh, the wall. Like, these are everyone's recommendations.
Check the end cap, you know, like.
yeah.
So I don't know why the Pokemon Company International would provide a UPC to GameStop. Wouldn't GameStop just make that in their system to just generate a code? Like, that wouldn't. I guess the Pokemon Company would be like, okay, we're okay with you printing more codes, but like, why would what does the Pokemon Company International get out of limiting the codes? And I would almost agree with GameStop and say, yes, this is not our decision. This is the Pokemon Company's decision. But if that's the case, why in Italy? Why in France? Why in Spain can they print as many codes as they want on receipts? And somebody here commented on Joe's post and says, I don't know, Joe, even here in Japan in the Pokemon centers, I had to provide proof of the game on my Switch to get the code. They were limited one per person, plus the shiny legendaries are only redeemable in the opposite game. And Joe says, no, that's normal given the requirements in Japan. What I am saying is France, Italy, Spain are printing on receipts and do not have a limit of X amount per store. GameStop is claiming the Pokemon Company International is pushing having a limit of 50 per store. You're mixing things up. That's true. Japan has not been able to print on receipt. Japan was Yodobashi camera, Bic camera, Don Quixote, and the Pokemon centers. You could walk in and get codes. And then they ran out of codes pretty much just as fast as America. This is not like an America-only issue. Japan ran out of codes very fast. Japan did get a restock the day before GameStop got a restock, and then they ran out again. But their restock was code cards.
Yeah. Well, so this actually begs another question, because the Netherlands, the way that they did their distribution is it's a little bit different as well. They have code cards, but they have code cards that are like per game. So I'm sure the code would work on either game, but they hand you a code that's like, this is the code for Violet. It's Shiny Koraidon. And the code card is only Pokemon Violet and a picture of Shiny Koraidon on it, or Pokemon Scarlet and a picture of Shiny Miraidon on it. It's like a different code card than the other countries that have been given code cards. So then it makes you think, well, why did they have that different? Like, did they go and do their own thing somehow? Like, it's very, how is this distribution working in general?
I mean, I would imagine large partners that you have, like in a global distribution area, like I'm sure North America has its own team dedicated to it. I'm sure that the rules and stuff that they abide by are different than the folks in the EU, right? And that's why.
But
they have
yeah,
this
the EU, technically the EU Pokemon Company International is different than the American Pokemon Company International.
But the Netherlands should be part of the EU Pokemon. Like, it's not like the Netherlands, it specifically has its own. So why is that different than like the rest of other parts of Europe? It's just weird that they're so different everywhere.
Okay, last thing I want to bring up, because we're running very long on GameStop here, is this is a Reddit thread of GameStop employees. They say, my numbers are going to tank, and then it's a bunch of it's a picture of the tweet entitled "My numbers are going to tank." And some of the comments here are, why did my pro membership drops? DM and regionals. This was last minute. I feel bad for my coworker who had to deal with this by themselves. Somebody else said, I checked in and literally posted exactly at 4 p.m. PST. Why couldn't they share this like 2 to 3 days prior? Some of us could plan out our day and get there. If they do another batch of codes, hopefully it's unlimited and not 50 per store. At this rate, Nintendo should drop GameStop from distributions. Somebody says, I would rather have happy kids and Pokemon trainers than worry about my numbers. Every store that got this will average out to everyone. It's not like just you or your store has a possibility of 50 empty transactions. And somebody else said, you think that high-performing stores aren't going to cheat this? They will. High-performing stores don't care about anything less than 50 transactions. I've answered 40 calls in the last hour. We were told that we were going to scrub the transactions from our list so they won't count against us. I don't actually believe they will, but that's what we were being told. This has already been destructive for my numbers. I'm on break now. Just saw I'm sitting at 46 missed calls since I left. I'm going to lose my mind with these calls.
Is it the phone calls that they're getting messed up on, or is it that like when they do a transaction for $0, it hits
that is a transaction.
That's a transaction, right? Yeah. So they have a bunch of transactions for $0, and then that reflects their sales numbers.
Correct. Their average ticket price is lower.
This is why when I worked at GameStop, they wouldn't want to take cancellations or they wouldn't want to take returns.
Yeah.
Because if somebody came in and they pre-ordered, I can't remember what the attachment rate was. It wasn't like 50%. I think it was like closer to like 1 in 3 transactions they wanted you to like get a pre-order on or something. It was whatever number. The number itself doesn't matter. It's just like per customer, you want X amount of transactions. Yep. So if somebody came in and they pre-ordered like 4 games, that was like huge. That was like, oh my gosh, you're giving me 4 pre-orders for 1 transaction. That like makes up for like the last like 2 hours of work.
Yeah.
But if somebody came in and they canceled their pre-orders, that would then negatively affect you, and then of course your hours and whatever.
That's wild.
That's horrific, because then
that's
you're like,
wild. That has nothing to do with whoever is working. Like
they're like they're like conditioning you essentially, or suggesting rather through this that you like try to talk them out of canceling their pre-order.
Correct. Yeah. They would want you to try to cancel out.
That's awful.
Wow. They're definitely not paying people enough to be negotiating
with
people who are already planning on canceling something.
This is a Nissan dealer. I'm gonna go pick up Mario Odyssey. What are you talking about?
Wild.
Anyways, the thread keeps going of people being like, my numbers are going to suck. Mm-hmm. There's too many phone calls. I kind of hinted at it earlier. There is a huge disconnect from the people who are working at GameStop behind the register, dealing with these phone calls, dealing with these returns, trying to sell these pre-orders, and corporate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's probably for like a lot of 9 to 5 jobs. There's a big disconnect between the two. Again, I don't. Going back to the Pokemon Company, I don't. Why does the Pokemon Company care? Why would they limit this? Why would they care? Running out of code cards, completely understandable. They printed maybe not enough code cards for every store, sent them out. That maybe somebody didn't type an extra 0 on. But like they don't care about other stores. We just brought up a bunch of other stores where they clearly don't care about a limit. They haven't cared about a limit in the past. Why care now?
Yeah, it's literally the opposite of what you think they would do, especially in the landscape of 2025, where go look at eBay. All these cards are going for like, they're less now because more of them came out, but they're still going for like $10 to $20 a pop on eBay. Like,
yeah, and this is the infuriating thing about eBay. Again, if you're a GameStop employee, you probably don't have time to stop every single customer and be like, download the My Nintendo app to prove to me that you have the game. Who cares? If you could print unlimited amounts, the scalpers would stop coming in anyways because it would be worthless. Like, sure, it might be like $5 or $6 that they could get by like walking in and wasting their time to like make 5 or 6. It doesn't even you're wasting so much time and like just driving there and gas to make like a 5. But like, I understand why the $5 to $6 GameStop code on eBay exists. It exists for the person who doesn't live at a GameStop, near a GameStop, and they're like, okay, well, there's no GameStop within like 2 hours of me. I guess I'll just spend $6 on eBay and I'll get it and that'll be fine. Well, and that's fine.
Yeah. You know, it also probably stopped because I would imagine Pokemon doesn't, since it's against terms of service, cloning Pokemon. You don't think that jumped up because there weren't enough codes? Like, now you're putting that out there. Like, yes, people shouldn't do it. It's against terms of service, but it's going to happen. And if you just had more codes, it probably would not happen nearly as much. Doesn't make any sense.
Yep. The same model with music piracy when they used to limit the CDs that would come out for new releases and stuff back in the day. It's the same argument. Yep.
I know at the behind the scenes there was a money transaction between GameStop and the Pokemon Company. That's the whole point. The whole point, like, you don't have to like it, and I'm not defending it. You don't have to like it. I'm not defending it. But the whole point is somebody paid somebody. There was an exchange of money for people to go into the store, with the thought that if they go into the store, they will pre-order Legends ZA. And that has clearly proven to work since they have kept their partnership with GameStop for a decade plus. If it didn't work, or if it didn't matter, or if the numbers didn't actually show that pre-orders go up, they probably would stop doing it. So I know that some people might be like, well, just put them in raids or just give us a code. There's still probably a legal contract between these two companies where they just can't distribute it another way until a specific time frame is over or that deal is done. I get that. But I don't understand why the Pokemon Company would tell GameStop America to limit these codes where that has not been a limit elsewhere.
No. You also will get more people in GameStop if there's not a limit. Because the moment they said 2 hours later, oh, there's no more codes, that's everyone who wanted to go into a GameStop to get a code didn't. So you just didn't get a bunch of people into a GameStop because you limited the codes again. There could have been another pre-order there. There could have been more TCG sales because people may not know this, but this week there was also a heavy TCG promotion at GameStop. So the first time they dropped the codes, it was during a TCG release. This time they're dropping the codes, it was during a promotion for Pokemon TCG and other TCG products as well. So they still integrated it with a TCG thing, even though it wasn't a set release specifically. But though that's a bunch of sales you just didn't get because you limited the codes. Everyone ran out after a couple hours, and then no one left their homes again to go to a GameStop.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say like GameStop's 100% to blame, even though it does seem like they're very easy to blame, and they're saying that it's not their problem. But at this point, the Pokemon Company needs to like say something. They just don't get to like make this deal, not print enough codes, maybe tell GameStop to do more codes, and then like this issue seems worse than it was last week.
Mm-hmm.
Like at this point, they need to say something. Otherwise, like maybe they don't care that this middleman company is treating all these people very poorly.
That's where my money is. Honestly, I think they let this one go.
Yeah, I'm falling more into that camp now that this has happened. Last week, I was very confident that they would do something, and they did. They did do something.
They did do something.
They did a second wave of codes in the US.
They did update their
and other
automated email response.
They did they did. They did update their automated email response. So if you got an automated response last week, you probably got another one with an update. But yeah, they did do something. But now I'm at the point where I think that that might be it. And the only thing I think they might do is there might be like another. There's no evidence of this, but I think there might be another wave at some point, since now we know they have the UPC. And if they really are being told from Pokemon, like, okay, release another 50 or release another 100 or something, I could see them potentially having another wave before October 14th or whenever the promotion ends.
Hey, they gotta spin up the digital item machine and generate more numbers. It's very hard to do.
Got to move stuff around that digital warehouse.
One more thing real quick. It's wild to me that they're like crossing off these things on paper. Couldn't you just put a quantity of 50 in your system so you can just run out when you run out and not have to like...
Because they're lying to you. There is no limit.
Right.
It's a barcode with no inventory.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the thing. It's like, it's so wild that it's like having to cross everything off, because yeah, they can just be at any point flip it to do more.
Man, you know what would be like such a modern solution to this? I know we're trying to move on. We've been talking about this forever, but really quick, it would be a very good solution to this if they were just like, hey, go to this website, watch this 3-minute ad for GameStop, and then we'll give you a digital code. Right? Like do the mobile game answer to this. Then no retail employee is getting their sales messed up. Nobody's getting harassed. Nobody's getting disappointed. GameStop still gets their exposure. Like,
Yep.
Come on, or do a GameStop promotion, and then the wrapper is the new TCG stuff if they're doing something else as well. Like,
Yeah. Or last thing, Pokemon Pass. Bring back
Pokemon
Pass.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we have some ZA/Pokemon Go crossover. We will be right back. This podcast is brought to you by Uncommon Goods. The holidays are sneaking up fast, but it's not too early to get your shopping done and actually have some fun with it. Uncommon Goods makes holiday shopping stress-free and joyful with thousands of one-of-a-kind gifts that you can't find anywhere else. Even if you don't know where to start, Uncommon Goods breaks things into categories. You can search by reading, sports, gardening, geek, music, travel, pulp culture, foodie, games and puzzles, animals, and anything to start and make your journey of finding the perfect gift easy. When you shop at Uncommon Goods, you are supporting artists and small independent businesses. Many of their handcraft products are made in small batches, so shop now before they sell out this holiday season. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give back $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice, and they have donated more than $3 million to date. So shop early, have fun, and cross some names off your list today. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/PKMNcast. That's uncommongoods.com/PKMNcast for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. This podcast is brought to you by Hims. Tired of trying to figure out what actually works for hair loss? Through Hims, you can get access to clear solutions, expert guidance, and an online process that takes the confusion out of care. Hims offers convenient access to a range of prescription hair loss treatment with ingredients that work, including chews, oral medication, serums, and sprays. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself. Hims brings expert care straight to you with 100% online access to personalized treatments and plans that put your goals first. There's no hidden fees, no surprises, and also like no doctor's visits. You don't have to drive anywhere, and that's a big plus in today's world. Not leaving your house is kind of nice. For simple online access to personalized and affordable hair care loss, ED, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/PKMNcast. That's hims.com/PKMNcast for your free online visit. hims.com/PKMNcast. Individual results may vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Featured products include compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information. And we are back from our break. Mega Rayquaza for Mega Raid Day. Papa Niantic needs a payday.
All right.
This will be on October 18th, so a couple days after Legends ZA drops. This they don't mention Legends ZA in this post, but
Well, this event is couched in the ZA event.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I think they announced this one first, technically, and then they
I
announced the
believe
ZA event.
so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Remote raid passes will increase to 20 from Friday the 17th through the 18th. You will get 5 free raid passes from gyms, increased chance of Shiny Rayquaza from Mega Raids for $5. For $5, you get 8 free additional raid passes, increased chance of Rare Candy XL, 50 more XP, 2 times the Stardust. This will actually be taking place after the level cap adjustment, which we still, as of this recording, do not know what that entails.
T-minus 10 days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I gave up on the XP quest line. I mean, I'm already level 50.
Yeah, no. That was an easy thing for me to look at and go, I don't need to worry about this. I'm good.
I know it's a lot of XP, but
No, it's not enough.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
I'm not level 50, and I've just come to terms that I'm not going to be level 50
Oh,
before.
no.
Yeah, I
you
stopped.
had 10 days.
I stopped trying. No, I
What-
stopped trying.
What are you now?
What am I? I'm level 49. I'm like 13 million XP away.
You could do it.
You could do it.
I don't want to do it. I did. I went real hard for like a week and a half.
Bobby,
I know.
Digital jacket.
I got like 7 million XP in like the first 2 weeks that I was trying, and got myself to like 13 million away.
Uh-huh.
And then I just felt super burnt out on Go after
Oh.
Think
that.
of Bobby. Think
Like-
of when you're 85 on your deathbed, and you're gonna say, "I never got Shiny Koraidon from GameStop, and I never got the level 50 jacket in Pokemon Go."
Yeah.
You'll be thinking about that
Yep.
in your last waking moments.
Those will be 2 gaps in my collection.
Bobby,
Yeah.
when Steve and I are wearing our level 80 jackets and you're still working on it, you can borrow one of our level 50 jackets to keep you warm in the meantime. Okay?
Thank you.
I'll
Yes.
let you borrow my Shiny Miraidon for a weekend too. If you want to walk around Paldea with them, you know,
So nice of you. So nice of you.
just give a little stroll. Celebrate the release of Pokemon Legends ZA with a Pokemon Go event. Mega Raids will be appearing more frequently. This will start on Thursday, October 16th, and run through Monday, the 20th. Free event exclusive timed research. Complete the research to earn XP, candy, Poffin, encounters with Chikorita, Totodile, or Tepig with a special background. The first partner Pokemon you choose will have an increased chance to be attracted to the daily adventure incense. Evolve Bayleaf to Meganium to get Frenzy Plant, for Alligator Hydro Cannon, and Embor Blast Burn. And they will be able to learn their featured attacks via a charge TM during the event. That's new, right? They've
Yeah.
never done that.
Yeah, that's new. Yeah. Or at least irregular.
Irregular.
Yeah.
And there will be new avatar items that are free in the in-game shop, which is the what looks to be the protagonists from Legends ZA that you can get for free to wear. They've done this pretty much every game release. So, pretty much a free event. It doesn't look like they're charging you for anything, which is unheard of for Niantic, but also kind of a lackluster event. Not a lot going on.
I was about to say, there's nothing to pay for.
But maybe that's like okay to not, like, usually I'm like, oh, this event kind of sucks. But I also, if the event was really good, I'd be like, why are they doing such a good event when I just want to play this new video game?
Yeah. I think that's kind of the point. So I was looking into what they did for Legends Arceus earlier. And with Legends Arceus, they had another event, and then that wasn't related to Legends Arceus. And then within that event, they just did a Hisui and Voltorb release as the celebration for Legends Arceus. Like, you know, so it's not like unheard of that when the game releases their event for it or related to it isn't like incredibly good. And I think that does make sense. I think a lot of people will be up playing Legends ZA, and if you don't care about Legends ZA at all and you just care about Pokemon Go, you don't have to have like a like really good event for a game, for like related to a game you don't care about, I feel like.
I mean, they would at least be advertising to you that ZA is out with these outfits and the specific event.
Yeah, but that they're doing that with these outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have killed them to have one thing. Like, we could have gotten a Mega Victory Bell or something, like one thing that people can do a couple of times that would not truly interrupt their time playing this other game. Because, like,
no, I agree.
I definitely agree with the two of you that the idea is to kind of get out of the way of, or at least not compete with your playtime of the other game, right? Just be enough, be like, oh yeah, this event is happening. Oh, I forgot this game just came out. I need to go pick that up or whatever, right? Like, and then not get in the way of it, for sure. But at the same time, like, this is so little that it kind of doesn't even qualify as like a celebration event for me. It's a lot. It's really it's next to nothing. It really is.
I mean, again, Legends Arceus, all they did was release Hisui and Voltorb.
But that was a debut. That's exciting in and of itself. I feel like this is a step lower than that, and only having one debut is already like kind of.
Yeah, I guess they could still do something. I mean, it's increased Mega Raids. They could just like, well, they're doing Mega Rayquaza. That's exciting, isn't it?
I guess.
I mean, Mega Rayquaza is the second most popular legend that could come to a raid that isn't Mewtwo.
Yeah, and they're still holding off on Mewtwo for whatever reason. Yeah,
we know the reason.
Okay. Are they just jealous? Do they not want us to have Mewtwo? Did I
Year
miss
of
this
Mewtwo,
storyline?
2026.
Oh, okay. Next year's okay. All right. I'm down for it. I want 52 consecutive weeks of Mewtwo in 5-star raids. That's what I want. I just expected just a little bit more. I would be more excited if a new Pokemon I had never seen before, like a Mega Victory Bell, was in here for me to be like, oh wow, new things? This new game sounds interesting. I'm gonna check it out. As opposed to like, here's a bunch of stuff you've already had before. And starters, generally speaking, while they are popular, they're really frustrating to interact with in this game because their catch rate is so low. Mm-hmm. So when you're focused around them, it gives back less than you put in for other things, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. It's it just seems it misses a mark, but I don't know what the mark is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Pikachu wearing an Indonesian jersey will be back at the Golden Goal Time Pikachu event only in Indonesia. This will take place Saturday, October 6th through the 12th. Pikachu wearing an Indonesian football jersey. If you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny one. After the event ends, Pikachu wearing an Indonesian football jersey will appear in the wild in Indonesia until November 30th, so try to catch one while you can. Do you think that Pikachu with an Indonesian jersey is worth more than a shiny Koraidon? What's the over under on that?
I would imagine a shiny probably is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they were in are they in raids? Okay, they're also in raids. Okay. So yeah, I remember last time they were in raids. If you were using like an app where you could try to like get invited to raids in another country, you couldn't. Like the line was too long for the whole weekend. You might get one if you were lucky, but
yeah. No, Indonesia has a lot of like. They've had quite a few Pikachus in outfits that have not come elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
developing markets.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of another country that has Pikachus in outfits, Pikachu wearing I don't know how to say this. Sari? Sari?
Sorry.
Sorry. And Pikachu wearing Bobby, help out here.
What? Sorry.
Kurta.
Kurta.
Kurta. Festival of Lights returning. This will be Saturday, October 18th through Thursday, October 23rd. This is exclusive for trainers in India. These are repeat outfits. They've happened once before. We'll see if Niantic gets the gender tail right again. I think they fixed that before, where the boy is supposed to have one outfit and the girl is supposed to have the other, and they mix that up.
Oh, they did? I didn't realize they mixed that up before.
Yeah, they fixed it within a couple hours.
Got it.
Very progressive.
Okay.
Progressive company Niantic over here. Wear what you want, Pikachu. Be your own person.
That's right.
Yeah, that's happening as well. So those are some events coming up, and then they announced the Gigantamax for Nagasaki, which is Grimmsnarl. It looks like it's just Grimmsnarl, not Hatterene. Gigantamax Grimmsnarl will make its Pokemon Go debut in Wild Area. Trainers have a chance to learn more about Gigantamax Grimmsnarl in an exclusive event special research story. And if you complete it, you will get Gigantamax Grimmsnarl with a Nagasaki location background.
Cool.
So,
I feel like kind of expected, right? Because it's Dark Berry, and that's what
Grimmsnarl is.
Yeah, I thought for sure they were gonna do Hatterene, even though you were right that makes sense. Because I thought that Grimmsnarl could have carried an event by itself.
I mean, it can. It's so cool.
Yeah, it is very cool, and it likely will later.
Yeah,
you know.
True.
I think the hidden, by the way, the hidden gem of the Wild Area is definitely this Beware wearing a wilderness cape. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it's a good costume.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, last time we talked about this, they didn't announce the Beware.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I think that the dates for Global, I'm not sure if they said the dates for Global with the original announcement, but it's November 15th and 16th for Go Wild Area Global.
Yeah, I think so, because it's a week after.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, this event seems good. This event seems to be shaping up to be pretty okay. I'm not sure if there's any other things they could announce.
No, they gave us the mighty Pokemon, the eggs, the incense spawns, the spawns, yada yada. They gave us everything. I think.
I think
we're there.
I think that event is set.
Yeah.
Oh, and we were talking about this before the break. They announced the Go Tour for next year.
Yeah.
We talked about that a little bit.
Did we?
Before. Yeah, because I think we were...
Oh, we did, because we were like, it has to be Rose Bowl.
It has to be Rose Bowl. We were also talking about whether or not it'll actually be just Kalos Pokemon, because they talk about...
yeah.
They talked about it being like a mega... They used the word mega in the post. And if it is just Kalos Pokemon, it's a pretty small Pokedex.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
this is a good transition into ZA, because I made a little graphic on Instagram with all the Pokemon they've shown so far for Legends ZA.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only 2 Kalos Pokemon they haven't shown, not including legendaries, because that would be very silly if the Yveltal and Xerneas were not in this game. That would be incredibly silly if they weren't. But the only 2 Kalos Pokemon they haven't shown are Carbink and Tyrant. And we know Amora is there. We've seen Amora.
Mm-hmm.
But I went through the whole list. There's not a lot of Kalos Pokemon. If you just take base form and be like, okay, because that would be ideally what would be in Pokemon Go would be the base form.
Yep.
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot at all.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think they're going to have to do something with maybe, like we said before, maybe any Pokemon that can Mega Evolve will be available in the wild or something during this tour, during Kalos tour, because it just doesn't feel like there'll be enough there for it if it's just Kalos Pokemon.
Yeah. So far, the Legends Pokedex is 1/3 Gen 1, 1/3 Kalos, and then 1/3 other Pokemon.
Yeah, do you think they'll just do like what the actual Pokedex was for the game instead of the regional decks?
Maybe,
like with all of these older Pokemon, because that dex is like so much old Pokemon in it because there's so few new ones.
Yeah, maybe
it would make for a really weird tour experience. That's for sure. It'd be kind of a departure. But do what you got to do to fill it out. I guess I'd rather have that than the same 17 spawns through the entire park.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want nothing but Litleos and Espers and Claunchers and Furfurus?
Hook me up with the Claunchers and the Furfurus. But I think I'm good on the rest.
They could, what they could do is they could put every form of Furfru in the wild. They could put every form of Vivian in the wild.
Yes.
And then they could really fill
every
it out.
form of Flabebe in the wild.
Yeah.
Hire
really,
this man.
Really fill out
every
that.
form of Phantump in the wild. Or Pumpkaboo. Sorry, Pumpkaboo in the wild.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a pretty small dex. I think if you count all the evolutions for the ZA stuff, we're at like 216 Pokemon. Then if you add like Carbink, which they haven't shown, and Tyrant, that's like another 3, and then Yveltal Xerneas, Diancie, that's another 3. So we're like still kind of under 250.
Yeah. Legends Arceus was what, 242, I think, wasn't it?
I think so.
So
240. Yeah, I think 242. That sounds right. Because I remember it being smaller than the Gen 2 Pokedex, which was just 251.
right. Yeah.
Chris, are you excited for ZA?
You mean the event in Go or for the actual game?
The actual game.
Oh, the actual game. Yeah. I have still not pre-ordered it. That's
because GameStop didn't have the shiny codes for you to walk in to pre-order.
That's right. I still have yet to order my Switch 2. I'm thinking about buying one of those ZA Switch 2 bundles.
You'd save what, like $10?
Yeah, $10 whole. You got to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, then you can go on eBay to get your shiny Koraidon Miraidon code with that extra $10.
That's right, exactly. But
That's
excited.
like 5 Indonesian Pikachu raids you could remote into.
None of them are going to be shiny. That's how I was supposed to flip that transaction. That's right. No, I'm excited. I think that game looks really exciting. I loved Arceus like a lot. Really great game. I think they took a lot of risks and it paid off. And so I'm excited for the next evolution of that. The combat style looks really interesting. I'm excited for something new.
How do you feel about battling in Pokemon? Because this game is going to be real heavy on battling.
I like battling a lot in Pokemon.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, whatever, like it's fine. It's not like getting through the campaign is usually a big ask. You know what I mean? Like I like battling. I don't like competitively battling. I'm not that good. But I like the game version of it where you're like, okay, I've got my starter and I choose a couple of smart choices otherwise to round out a team and I'm generally okay. Like I like that. That's nice.
Okay.
Yeah. The megas are shaping out to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know last time I was on here, I was the only person who was not over the moon about Hawlucha.
But we've now had, since you were last on, we've now had 5 new megas that were unveiled, right? Between the Kalos starters and the Raichu X and Y.
Yes,
Do you have
true.
a favorite of those now? Is there something else that's popped up for you?
Delphox goes hard, man.
Yeah, Delphox is real good.
Delphox is awesome. I think Greninja's cool. I like how they're just like, what if we made him upside down? That's cool.
Yeah.
It's fine.
What
It's
if
fine.
we limit codes to like 50? That seems cool too. You know,
We'll turn GameStop in North America upside down as well. Yeah.
I'll never see this one coming.
What I really actually admire from it's kind of funny because I feel like this is the opposite take from other people. But I like that they didn't do much with Greninja.
Yeah,
I love that. I like that they sat down with the other designs. They're like, yeah, Chestnut needs some help, absolutely. And Delphox,
Chestnut looks great.
Chestnut does look good, and I don't like Chestnut, so I'm saying a lot. That Mega did a lot. The Delphox is incredible. It's like a further evolution of its class fantasy. It's great. And then Greninja, they're just like, he's low key perfect. What are we gonna do? And like, what if we turn him upside down?
Yeah.
And we were all like, yes, good job. But the Raichu Mega Evolutions go hard, man. I really like them a lot. I think they're both beautiful and perfect. Yep, they did a good job. Who would have guessed Raichu? 2 Raichus?
Yeah.
What?
That's good. That's real good.
Yeah.
Side note, I have a bone to pick with people. Mostly because, look, this we already spent 45 minutes talking about GameStop, which was hopefully negative. Hopefully people came away feeling just as angry as the three of us have felt. Let's do it again. I played the Digimon Time Stranger demo.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It was 3 hours long. I played the demo. I know a lot of Digimon. It's not like it's a surprise to me. There are some Digimon where I'm like, oh, I've never seen this one before. There are a lot of Digimon, right? There's a lot out there, right? But like, I know my Terriermons, I know my Patamons, I know my Angemons, I'm like, I know all of these guys. This is great. I played through it. One, not nearly the same game as Pokemon. Yes, it's a turn-based game. It felt more to me like Persona than it felt like a Pokemon game. Which was cool. There was no catching in this game. This is why, like, oh, Pokemon's gonna sue. It was you knocked out a bunch. Once you knocked out like the same Digimon like 6 times, then you could like create it because Digimon are data.
Oh right, yeah.
So you would just like, oh, I need to knock out 6 Growlmon or whatever, and now I can get my own Growlmon, and that's how that worked. But one of my takeaways was like when I finished the demo, it pushed me into the store and was like, would you like to pre-order this? Which was like, whatever, right? And then I saw they had a $70 version, an $100 version, and then a $120 version of these games. And I was like, Twitch chat, why am I paying $100 for this? And they're like, oh, it's like the season pass, and you get some skins, and you get like an exclusive like Agumon and stuff. And I didn't know this. I played other games, right? So like when this is tying back to Pokemon, when Pokemon announced the DLC before the game came out, and people were upset, I thought to myself, I'm not weirded out that they announced the DLC early because other games do this. I'm just shocked that they didn't save it for later. Yeah, because they like to drip feed stuff. Yeah, and my reasoning for why they announced it early was because they wanted to get ahead of leaks, specifically to show off Mega Raichu X and Y. But then I thought to myself, I don't think Pokemon fans really play other games because like Digimon did what Pokemon, and like I bring up Digimon because people are like, I'm just gonna play the Digimon game instead of the Pokemon game, which is like a weird thing to say, but like, sure, man, if you are mad at Pokemon, yeah, sure, play the Digimon game. I don't think they're really the same, but like, go ahead, that's fine. I like both. I don't have a problem with either. I love Digimon. I've always loved Digimon. Yeah. But if you're mad at Pokemon for announcing DLC early, and you're like, I'm gonna go play that Digimon game. Did you just not read the room? Did you just not pay attention that game also did the same exact thing as Pokemon, but also is charging more than Pokemon? Because Pokemon's not charging $120. To be fair, they're only charging $100. 70 plus 30. I don't know. I'm just saying. Take that as you take it. I'm just saying. I season pass before the game even comes out. You can buy it.
How much do you think is that Pokemon fans just giving themselves permission to go play a Digimon game? They're like, oh yeah, I'm really upset. I'm super miffed about the DLC, so I guess I'll have to check out Digimon. Maybe the grass truly is greener, you know?
True. That's true.
Yeah, like
I don't know.
They need to feel like it's okay to go cheat on Pokemon. You know what I mean, or something else.
Or
Yeah, I'm not. I had a great time with Time Strangers. I don't think I'm going to buy it. Unfortunate timing. I just think it's too close to Pokemon, and I don't need another. I don't need to start a 60-hour RPG before another turn-based. Well, I guess the new one is not turn-based. I don't need to start an RPG before another RPG is coming out. But I liked it.
It's not going to go bad. You could just play it after.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to play it after.
So before Pokemon Sword and Shield came out, like the day before it came out, I went to GameStop. So this was like 2019. I went to GameStop and bought a Mortal Kombat game. I don't know. It was a Mortal Kombat game that had come out, and I'm
so glad we are continuing to talk about GameStop.
Yeah, sorry. Well, this doesn't have to. Well, it was kind of has to do with GameStop.
Part 3.
Anyways, I went to GameStop and bought this Mortal Kombat game used, and
Or was
like,
it
oh, I'll
new?
totally
We'll
play
never
this.
know.
But then I was like, oh, Sword and Shield's coming out, but like I'll just play it after I'm done playing Sword and Shield. 3 years later, I walked into that GameStop and sold them the Mortal Kombat that I bought 3 years prior, having never even have never opened the case of the game. Like, all I'm saying is you could go in and say this, but there's a possibility that you will never play that Digimon game if you buy it right before a Pokemon
No,
game comes out.
I have a very strict rule where I don't purchase a game unless I'm playing it that day.
That's a good rule. That's a good rule. I would have played Mortal Kombat. I never played that Mortal Kombat game. I heard it was really good. I just sold it.
I also feel like I have that rule with like board games too, because I used to buy a lot of board games. But board games can get like a little weird of like you have to learn the rules, and the other person also has to be like equally invested and stuff.
Yeah,
And there has to be another person.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the biggest lift of all. Yeah.
Yeah.
I with Diablo 4.
Yeah.
I did the $100 edition, which was like you got to play the game like 2 days early. You got to play the game 2 days before everyone else, and then it came with the season pass, which would have been X amount of dollars on its own. And like Pokemon announcing DLC before the game came out, it is not a unique problem. It's not so many other games do this, and maybe for Pokemon fans who, again, I think maybe only play Pokemon, or maybe just like only play Nintendo games, that might seem like unheard of. But in the general gaming sphere, that is not an unheard of move to announce your DLC before the game comes out. I get why it rubs people the wrong way. I get it. But I didn't know where else to fit the Digimon segment in the show. So.
I think a lot of people, at least this is what it feels like, and I might just be reading it wrong, but I feel like a lot of people still like long for the days of Pokemon on like the DS, 3DS, and the way that those games worked and the way that those games were distributed and everything. And it just doesn't work that way now. Like it's just different. And yeah, like I also loved like Pokemon Sun and Moon, and then a year later like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and doing it that way. But that's just not how it is these days. Like it's just different. And your Labubu is what's in vogue.
I know. I went to go close my like shade because the sun came out, and now my Labubu is taking full focus.
It's a good costume to Labubu.
Yeah.
And
Keep talking.
There we go.
He's got keep vamping. Keep going.
And so I think that people they like how it was then, or they feel like they remember it, like they liked how the distribution worked then.
Yeah.
And that's just not how it is. And I do understand, we've talked about this before, but like I get the whole thing of like DLC is like giving developers a way to like not give you the full game right up front, which like feels bad because it's like back in the day you'd get the full game, you just got the full game, and now it's like they can get away with giving you 80% of a game and then make you pay more for that last 20%.
Yeah.
And I get that feels bad too, but this is the world we live in. You know,
It is. And I think to what Steve was saying before, that Pokemon players only play Pokemon. Like, this is so true. Like, for me, coming from, like, I play MMOs and I play mobile games and stuff. Like, the idea of somebody asking for more money so that I get a better version of a thing I've already purchased is, like, just so blasé at this point. It doesn't even affect me. You have to, like, logically sit down and go, okay, what are they asking me for this, so that you don't get numb to it, right?
Yeah.
I don't buy DLC for anything anymore. I mean, I said the Diablo thing I bought, and it came with like season 1 and stuff, and it was regrettable because I didn't really play any of season 1. I stopped playing before season 1 started, which I think was like 45 days after the game came out.
Yeah.
So like that money is wasted. But I can think of like DLC I bought for like Infamous, or Infamous is the big one. There's probably other games. I'm sorry, I can't think of any. But buying the DLC and then Fallout. Fallout was another one. Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4. I bought the DLC to all of those. Never got to it because the base game was so big that I just never got to the DLC part. So even with Pokemon, I'm sure I will get to the point where I will want to buy the DLC. But now it's just a habit to be like, I'll buy the DLC when
you get there.
When I get there, yeah. So I don't think, like, unless you really want those outfits, I don't think you need to, like, that's the only thing you're getting early is just those 2 outfits. And I honestly, after me seeing the outfits in the game, I don't think you need to spend $30 to get those 2 outfits. They're not cooler than some of the stuff I saw when I went through character customization. Unless you're really into, like, the Tron look, and maybe you are. That's cool.
I mean, it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
You don't like 9 Inch Nails? Is that what you're saying?
There's also the completionists out there, though, right? That are like, oh, well, I need to get these outfits because...
Yeah, but like if you pre-order the day before, you'll get them.
Sure.
But this is the MMO syndrome stuff that, like, I pre-ordered the new WoW expansion, so I get this one mount that works really well with the way that my character currently looks, right? And then I log back into the game the day after this pre-order comes out, and I mount up, and I look around, and half the other people in the major capital city have the stupid same mount that I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I'm going to stick it out because I lack creativity, so they'll find and move on to other things, and eventually it'll just be me and 10 other people. But for that first week, like after you buy a new car, you see it everywhere. It's the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
But this isn't even an MMO, right? So like, you're not even really showing up for anybody but yourself. So, you know, who knows?
Well, and you can, and your friends who you can, you know, battle in the battle club and whatever.
Yeah.
But
again, though, friends, big lift.
True.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
If you're interested in Digimon, the demo is free. It's like 3 hours of content.
I love Digimon. I have been on record on my show saying that I do wish that Digimon had blown up more than Pokemon had.
I've never played a Digimon game before. I might actually download this.
You should try it.
demo.
You should try
it and just to see.
I'd be curious of what your thoughts are. The Digimon game was like how I felt like it was going to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need Digimon Go so bad. It actually translates so much better than Pokemon does.
I don't know. I'm still like, I love Angemon and Angewomon. Like, I think they're fantastic. They definitely awakened something in me as like a 12-year-old, right? Like, I think they're fantastic. Although they're borderline people.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you could be like, they're like angels, so you kind of get past that. There are just some Digimon that are just straight up like people.
They're people.
And I've never like loved that.
You don't like the eggplant to lawnmower to man with a gun evolution line? You don't like that?
Yeah, no. I mean, like, I like that it's weird. People probably say this about Pokemon too. They're like, I don't like the ice cream cone one, and it was like, did you like the 3 plain birds in Gen 1? That was like better to you.
When are they gonna put a Kookaburra in Pokemon? That's what I want. You know.
Yeah, Digimon's like really weird in its like own ways.
Yeah, but like what really popular IP isn't weird, and now it's just been normalized.
Mm-hmm.
Which one's the Digimon that looks like that Tyrant looks like?
Agumon?
Maybe it's like a little. Looks like a little like T-Rex. It looks like a little like.
Yeah, that's probably Agumon.
Probably Agumon or like Greymon.
Agumon's been around for like a long time, right? I feel like
small and orange, little T-Rex looking guy. Yeah, he's Ty's partner. Yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry,
I feel
Taichi.
Yes, just please. They're Japanese names
My
only.
bad. Sorry, Taichi.
I think part of the reason why Digimon is not as big is because its fan base is kind of insufferable.
Okay. I'm not going to have this conversation in a public forum about comparing the insufferability of fan bases here. I'm not doing it. I've played World of Warcraft. I've played Destiny. I've played Final Fantasy. I'm a Pokemon fan. I played League of Legends when the beta came out. Don't talk to me about bad fan bases.
GameStop did this to us.
Oh my
They're pitting
God.
us against each other. If I was to buy Digimon, I would get the base game. I don't need any expansions. I don't need any of that stuff. Yeah.
I wish the rest of the gaming catalog for Digimon was as strong as this new game is looking. In the past, they just have not really nailed a formula that works for them.
Yeah, the last game was interactive storybook for 50 hours.
Yeah, not for me. Not for me.
Have they had a lot of Digimon games?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. A lot of them don't score well.
They like change the format like every 2 games, and so they don't iterate enough. Like Pokemon's iterated a million times, and that's why they've gotten a formula that works really well.
Yeah.
Digimon doesn't do that.
Yeah, they just throw things at the wall.
They do.
Yeah, that's a way to do things. That's some way to do things.
It's a
I'll
way.
I'll download this demo. I'll give this demo a try
Yeah.
and just.
Yeah.
And
There's
just
no Machine Dramon though in the demo.
Oh boo!
Oh, the cool thing about the demo is after you get through like the story part of the demo, which is it took me like 3 hours. You could probably do it way faster, but I was just exploring and stuff. They'll put you in like this like open world where you can see a bunch of Digimon, and that doesn't like save your progress. But it's like it was like really neat to see just. It felt like 100 Digimon that I didn't see before. And like, oh my gosh, I remember you. I've never seen you before, but I remember you. And like seeing all those in the area. And it felt like a populated Digimon city. And then it just made me sad that like Pokemon didn't have that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I think Pokemon would have benefited from Digimon doing better too. They would have had a real competition.
Yeah.
Or like any monster. There's been a million monster catching series games.
Yeah, R.I.P.
TV shows,
Monster
whatever.
Rancher, dude.
That was not that good. I'll say it right here. Like Monster Rancher ain't even on the same level as Digimon or Pokemon.
You're so right, but I'm gonna keep I'll keep pushing it. That's fine.
Monster Rancher may be on the same level as like Beetleborgs or something.
Whoa!
Beetleborgs.
Don't talk poorly on Beetleborgs, dude.
Whoa.
Don't do
I
it.
loved Beetleborgs.
Beetleborgs, big bad Beetleborgs.
All right, let's take a break. We'll talk about Pocket after this. We'll be right back. This podcast is brought to you by Mint Mobile. If you're still overpaying for wireless, it's time to say yes to saying no. At Mint Mobile, their favorite word is no. No contracts, no monthly bills, no overages, and no hidden fees. Here's why I say yes to making the switch and getting premium wireless for $15 a month. All Mint Mobile plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. And here on this podcast, we don't really use our phones for unlimited talk, but we do use our phones to play Pokémon GO and other mobile games that you enjoy. Like I've said time and time before, it just works. And that's what you want for $15 a month. That's what you want on any phone plan, but this is an affordable phone plan. And that is what you want when you're playing Pokemon Go, you're playing Monster Hunter now, you're playing some Pikmin Bloom. It all just works, and you're saving money. Ready to say yes to saying no? Make the switch at mintmobile.com/PKMNcast. That's mintmobile.com/PKMNcast. Upfront payment of $45 required, equivalent to $15 a month. Limited time, new customer offer for first 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigs on unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details. This show is brought to you by BetterHelp. October 10th is World Mental Health Day, and this year we're saying thank you, therapists. BetterHelp's therapists have helped more than 5 million people around the world on their mental health journeys. And behind everyone is a therapist who showed up, listened, and helped somebody take a step forward. I've used BetterHelp, and I cannot stress how important it is just to be able to talk to somebody when you need it, even if it's just for a couple sessions. Sometimes just finding the right therapist is tough, and that's where BetterHelp comes into play. The right therapist can change everything, and BetterHelp has 12 plus years of experience in matching people to the right therapist. This World Mental Health Day, we are celebrating therapists who've helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off the first month at betterhelp.com/PKMNcastPod. That is BetterHelp, HELP.com/PKMNcastPod. Happy Mental Health Day. And we are back from our break. All right. 2 more things to talk about. I think they'll both be short. Who knows? Let's start with Pocket. The set came out. What is it technically called? EX Deluxe Pack.
Deluxe Pack EX.
Deluxe Pack EX.
Get it right.
Chris, how do you feel about this set?
It's really, calling it a set is generous. It is cool. I like it as somebody who put the game down for a period of time. Being able to rip just a bunch of these packs and then like completing a bunch of theme decks for previous sets that I hadn't finished or pulled correctly for, or it's been great. Really, really great to get some progress on that. But it's fine. I mean, it's fine. I like that there's reprints, but I like that there's new cards in here with like really exciting art. I think the pull rate is messing with people online, and they are upset about it because they're used to the way that all the other sets have worked, and the rarity scale for some of these pulls is absurd, and they're not ready for it.
Yeah.
But it's a huge set. What is it, like 350 cards or something like that?
353 before secret rares. Yeah.
Ooh, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, boy.
I think the thing that really annoys me with this set is it's because it's all reprints, right? And then they do have like the reverse hollows or the reverse foil cards, which is why it's a 353 card set, I think. Part of the reason is that everything is just very weird because like they don't separate what set the cards are from. Like, so if I have a card from Genetic Apex, like let's say I have the Mewtwo from Genetic Apex, and now then I have to pull the Mewtwo from Deluxe Set EX for it to fill out my set, but it's not like it's a new card because it's the same card as the one from Genetic Apex. And
yes,
it's like they tried to do, because they do reprint sets in the physical TCG, but because there's a little like icon at the bottom left side of the card, you know if that card is from the reprint set or from the original set, which at least gives you that differentiator. But in this, there is no differentiator. So it's like, well, since I already have the card, it should already pre-fill this. It should already be pre-filled in the Deluxe Set EX or Deluxe Pack EX set.
Does it retroactively do that though? Like if I pull a card that I didn't have from previous set in the Deluxe EX set, does it fill the other set?
No.
I have no idea because I had all the sets complete.
It strictly says it does not
already.
Oh, it does. Okay, I didn't see that anywhere. Okay, that's kind of interesting.
They made a separate tweet about this.
Oh, did they?
Before the set comes out, saying like these cards do not fill other cards.
Yeah,
that's weird to me.
And when you trade, so like if you trade for a Genetic Apex card, like if you trade for the Genetic Apex Mewtwo, if you have one from Deluxe Set EX, I believe if it's not the only one you've pulled, so like if you had pulled one before, you can trade them both because it'll fill out someone else's Genetic Apex set, but it won't fill out their Deluxe Pack EX one. It will fill out the original set, the one that it came from the original set. but for on a trade. But like,
I thought you can't trade them yet because it hasn't been a month.
well, they're the same card as one from Genetic Apex. So like, if I have the Genetic Apex Mewtwo and then I pull another one from Deluxe Set EX, nothing is differentiating which one is from which set. If I've only pulled one from Deluxe Pack EX, I can't trade it.
Okay.
But if you've pulled it before and now you've pulled it from Deluxe Pack EX, nothing differentiates those two cards from each other.
Cards obtained from Deluxe Pack EX booster packs will be registered in the Deluxe Pack EX card decks. They will not be registered in the card decks of previous expansions. That was on October 1st from the official Pocket.
That is for when you pull the card from a pack. Yes. If you trade one, it doesn't work that way. Because you can't trade, like I couldn't trade you a card from Deluxe Pack EX, right? But because there's no differentiator here, if I trade you a card like a Mewtwo EX, it's going to fill out your Genetic Apex one, but it won't fill out the Deluxe Pack EX one.
No, I think it's bad. I think 353 cards in a 4-card booster packs that are limited for a month is kind of an insane ask.
Yeah. If you think that success looks like set completion, then absolutely.
I think for me, the thing I would like to do is set completion, and that doesn't include the secrets.
Yeah.
So like I have completed almost every set except the last one, Sea and Sky. Yeah, I've completed every set except for Sea and Sky because trading is better. Not because of the trade tokens, because of the list. So like the trading's been fun. It's one of my favorite parts of the game now is to like see what people are missing and trade. And I don't even care what I get. I just like giving people the cards they're missing. I've said this before. Full disclosure here, the Pokemon company gave me $50 worth of gold for Deluxe Pack EX. I think Bobby also received the same.
Yeah, I received the same.
I
So
got lost in the mail.
Yeah, unfortunately. I think yours is at GameStop, Chris.
Oh,
You have to pick it up with your pro membership, actually.
that's right. I gotta buy something. Yeah.
So there's your disclosure for the $50. I opened 100 packs, 10 pulls, whatever that is, and not even close to finishing the set. I got one immersive. I got one of the new cards, the Lugia version of it, where it's like the thick outlines or whatever.
Those look rad.
The pull, I don't know what the pull rates are, but the pull rates do seem bad.
Yeah, same. I haven't opened as many packs as you, but I'm about 2/3 of the set complete, and I've pulled a few. I've pulled a few of those 2-star. Like I pulled like 3 or 4 of them. I actually wonder picked the Mewtwo one today, which was shocking.
How many tokens does that cost you?
4.
Oh boy.
I don't think the whole set is bad. I think the set is too big. I think the set existing is cool. If you stepped away for a couple months and come back, I think this set is the thing you pull on versus like, I don't know, should I pull on Crimson Invasion? I know it's not called Crimson Invasion. Should I pull on Crimson Invasion? Should I pull on Sea and Sky? Should I pull on Mythical Island? Like, I think it's overwhelming to go backwards with sets. So I think this set existing for new players, I think is fantastic. I think it fixes Wonder Pick. I think Wonder Pick was in a bad spot for a long time. I think this fixes Wonder Pick where there's like just more good things to Wonder Pick. I think the reverse hollows are a cool thing to collect. But like you could cut 100 cards from this set and bring it down to like 273 if you just didn't count like regular Magikarp or regular Pikachu. Like why are we counting that again? Why is it just not the reverse hollow in this set?
Yeah.
No, I agree. And it is nice to have an EX every set. I mean, there are a lot of EXs where I only had 1 and now I have 2 or like 5 of it, but which is cool because there are some where it's like, oh, I never built this deck. Sylveon, for example, I never built like the Sylveon Espeon deck that everybody was playing because I only had 1 Sylveon EX. And so it's cool to be able to now open these packs and kind of get all these EX cards from past sets. I agree that's really cool, but it's just way too big for a set that's only out for 1 month.
Yeah, I don't like that it's only out for 1 month. I don't mind that it's huge. I don't mind that it's reprints. I don't mind that it doesn't retroactively, work with your previous collection lists and stuff. But the fact that it lasts for a month and it has exclusive, really cool art cards in it that are difficult to get is a little frustrating, because that would setting really low pull rates for really cool cards means that people will continually pull on that set over other things in the future. So why get rid of it? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's supposed to just be this
because
end
there's going to be a rotation.
Yeah, it's end of series celebration, right? So, I know people were asking earlier this week, does this mean all of the old sets are going away? And I don't think that is true.
No,
that they would announce that they're not gonna just like disappear. The other sets aren't just going to disappear, especially when they made it very clear, and they've made it very clear in the game that this set, Deluxe Pack EX, is a limited time pack. So I don't think you have to worry about your other sets going away. Or I know some people were saying, oh, maybe I need to pull on other sets this month. But no, I don't think the other sets aren't going away. But
no,
yeah, there is going to be a rotation for sure. I mean, a new series will probably start in around October 30th.
Mm-hmm.
I said last week I was curious if I would be compelled to reactivate premium to get
3-packs
instead of 2. I don't feel compelled.
Yeah.
I am now logging in every day because I think the 2-packs are still fun to open.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like I'm missing out on oh man, I wish I had a 3rd pack. I went from logging in every other day to now logging in every day, and I'm sure I'll go back to every other day once this set is over. But
you mean the Entei, the promo Entei for the month didn't bring you into premium? That looks almost exactly like the Entei that's already in the game.
Yeah, that was so confusing to me. I felt like I was out of the loop. I'm like, don't I have this card?
Yeah, they've done that a few times. There's been a few premium promos over the year where it's very similar to the card in set. It's a different artwork, but it's very similar to the artwork in set.
If the Entei was stamped with a GameStop logo, I would probably reactivate instantly.
What if the Entei card was the same exact card, but the title of the card was Papa instead?
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
I'm interested.
Uh-huh.
I'm interested. All right, last bit of news here is they announced and released 2 7-star raids at the same time. Roaring Moon in Pokemon Scarlet and Iron Valiant in Pokemon Violet. These are both 7-star raids. They come with the Mighty Mark. There are still more 7-star raids to come. We have not finished the pseudo legendaries, so Goodra, Hydreigon, and Dragapult have still not come to raids. So this is not the last 7-star raid. So Scarlet and Violet will still be supported. That's not unusual. Sword and Shield was still supported when Legends Arceus came out. The reason these raids exist is because they're based off the megas. I don't know if people didn't know this. I feel like I'm a parent explaining something to their child, but there have been at least a handful of people that didn't realize that Roaring Moon is based off Mega Salamence and Iron Valiant is a combination of Mega Gardevoir and Mega Glalie.
What?
Mega Gallade.
Oh, yeah.
Iron Valiant is not breaking his jaw.
They haven't shown. They've shown every Mega in ZA except for the 3 Hoenn ones.
Yeah.
Mega Sharpedo has not been shown, and Mega Glalie has not been shown.
I'm sorry. I'm just picturing Iron Valiant if it was like Iron Valiant's body, except the head is Mega Glalie.
Oh my god, the huge head, like a Pac-Man head. Oh my god.
So these raids came out on Thursday night, Friday UTC. They came out Thursday night, and the first thing that I noticed is I can't join a Roaring Moon, and then other people couldn't join my Valiant. And there was debate on whether this was intentional. And I said, that doesn't make any sense. when Walking Wake and Iron Leaves came out,
Mm-hmm.
you had to join the other version to do it.
That's the point.
That's
right?
the whole point of two versions existing,
Yeah.
is so you would interact with the other version.
Yeah.
Even if that was intentional, which it's not, off of October 3rd, Play Pokemon Twitter, an issue has been confirmed to be occurring in online multiplayer during the Scarlet and Violet Roaring Moon Iron Valiant Terra Raid event. Players are unable to join event Terra Raids featuring version-exclusive Pokemon of the opposite game. Let me hit show more. We are investigating this cause, and we sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. We will provide updates to this and the GameStop information. More to... Okay, they didn't say the GameStop information.
Okay.
We will provide updates as soon as more information becomes available. Side note, I know the GameStop thing is annoying, but they acknowledged an issue with their video game, and they have yet to acknowledge the GameStop stuff. I'm just we'll leave that there.
Different teams, Steve. Different teams, different priorities.
Different teams. They didn't get the okay to tweet about the GameStop.
That's right.
Even if that was supposed to be intentional, of like, you can only do your game, they can only do their game. That would have been a lousy experience if that was intentional. Imagine doing every 7-star raids with, like, let's say it was the three of us that did the raids every single week, and I have Violet and you guys have Scarlet. To then all of a sudden say, like, oh, we've done every raid together and now we can't do these raids together would have been baffling.
Yeah.
For them to do that. So as of this recording, there's not a fix. They do work locally, from my understanding, but once the game registers that you catch one, it locks you out of catching the other, even though you could still do them locally. So I think it's baffling that 3 years later we still have issues with Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah,
that's the real.
This seems like a first event issue.
Well, this is a first event in the sense of this is the first time they've done 2 7-star raids at the same exact time.
Okay.
So technically,
all right.
They could handle one.
Okay,
hey,
Steve.
at least we had.
They didn't see this one coming, Chris.
At least we've had a fix for the GameStop issue. I haven't seen a fix for this Scarlet and Violet issue
I wouldn't
yet.
even say that was a fix this past week.
I didn't say it was a good fix. I said it was a fix.
Yeah, that's right. It was a fix. Not necessarily a good one, but it was.
We needed a fix, but
this is even the first time they've had issues with the raids. Remember when first off, there was the issue with Iron Leaves and the Walking Wake where like somebody could catch an egg and then the egg would like lock your game, and they had to actually update the game to fix that. And then there was the Great Tusk Iron Treads issue where Game Freak forgot that they couldn't drop material. So because they couldn't drop material, they just wouldn't work, and they had to like pull that, and then that delayed the 7-star Chestnut raid that was supposed to come out. Poor Chestnut can't even catch a break in this game. And then they released it like a month later, and then it finally worked. Like this raid is supposed to go I think it was supposed to go like 10, 12 days, and there was no break.
Yeah.
It was like supposed to, again, be like a nod to Mega Pokemon as we go into the game that is supposed to feature Mega Pokemon. And in like Scarlet and Violet fashion, it is broken.
They hate Paradox Pokemon is what I'm getting from all of this.
They keep creating paradoxes in their game.
Seriously.
Some issues, you know?
Like Scarlet and Violet can't even go out on a high note at this point. It's just...
Yeah, they're like, we want you to feel like you felt the first day you played this game.
You know how we fixed the frame rate for $450? Well, this is broken now.
Let's bring it full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. If they came out and said that, I would be less mad.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh man.
There was also like an issue where they had to adjust like 2 online competitions because they were like running them at the same time.
Which, funny enough, didn't one of those online competitions like has to do with Koraidon and Miraidon, right?
Yeah.
And they ended up having to push that one back.
Yeah. Because the global competition, which is like mostly like a non-Japanese event, was like overlapping with the Terastal Crescendo or whatever it was.
So if you were lucky enough to get your shiny Koraidon and Miraidon, you can't use them right now. You got to wait.
It is the state of Pokemon right now. I think to end the show before we get to the bonus stuff, I think Bobby really hit the nail on the head last week of I don't think the GameStop thing would have been that big of a deal if there wasn't so many issues in the last 3 years that players have just been like hit with, whether it was like the frame rate in Scarlet and Violet or the issues with Pokemon Go or the trouble of finding Pokemon cards or like Worlds selling out or people actually getting to Worlds and then not be able to get the merch they want. There's just so many issues in like every aspect of the Pokemon fandom that even if you're like, okay, whatever, I'm done with cards right now. They're too hard to get. Let me just go over to the video game. Oh, great, this raid event doesn't work.
Guess I'll play Pokemon Go.
What issue would you like to point out in Pokemon Go?
No, it's a flawless game. I don't know what to tell you.
10 out of 10.
That's right.
Speaking of flawless games, if you stick around for our bonus segment, we will be giving you an update on the state of Cafe Remix. You won't want to miss it. It's after sports and the weather. Cafe Remix will be the thing you want to hear about.
The after show. We're gonna talk about Troze.
Thank you for making it to the end. A little scheduling stuff here for everyone. Why am I in March of 2026? Legends ZA comes out on Wednesday night in the United States, going into Thursday. I plan to stream pretty much all day on Twitch on Thursday, starting around noon Central Time. So that means if you pick up the game on Wednesday night and you play a little bit, or you play Wednesday morning, you should be ahead of me. So you won't have to worry about spoilers. If you play a couple hours on Wednesday night or when the game comes out, you should be ahead of me. I do play these games relatively slowly, mostly because one, I want to make sure I don't miss anything, and two, I'm usually interacting with Twitch chat, which like slows me down to begin with. So that's the plan. On the 16th on Twitch, I will be streaming it. Podcast wise, we will still have our normal podcast on the 13th next week, and then after that, I do not know if we will have a normal show on the 20th, Monday, because we will be starting the mini-series, and I'm not sure how long or how many episodes the mini-series will be. I don't really know that until the game comes out. I don't know what the structure of the game is, right? Like, I don't know if it's... Are there gym battles? Are there nobles? Are there, like, how... I don't know what it is, but the plan would be like a mini series. The first one would probably come out on that Friday. It will say we're playing from point A to point B. If you don't want spoilers, this is where point B is going to end. And then ideally there should be a mini series every other day. I do know that the show will for sure come back on the 27th, the normal news show. There might be a normal news show on the 20th. Again, just unsure, but there will be mini series. There will be mini series for the week after ZA comes out. So you will still get our show. It just will be in the form of like daily drops to talk about the game. So that's the plan going forward. So there will be a miniseries confirmed. Episodes will still happen confirmed. There will be some stuff on Patreon. So it is the start of the month. Great time to join the Patreon. If you want to try a 7-day free trial, that's on Patreon. You can also get bonus episodes or the longer episodes on Apple Podcast if you're inside the Apple Podcast app. This bonus episode this week will be free. So if you head over to Patreon, you just have to sign up for an account. You don't have to pay anything. You can just be a free member on Patreon. That works. We're almost at like 2,000 members on Patreon. So that's like really cool if you just make an account and sign up. So that's exciting. But thank you, Chris. Chris, if they want to find you where can they find you?
Yeah, GoCast podcast. We do a weekly Pokemon Go podcast. Sometimes we have Steve on. We got to have Bobby on. That would be fun. We should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Okay.
should get Bobby.
We should. Yeah, we do a weekly show. We cover specifically Pokemon Go. GoCast podcast. You can just search for that anywhere. Our SEO is undeservedly very good. I have not done a lick of work to make that happen, but it happened anyway. So, yep. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Bobby. Stick around after the break if you're on the premium feed. If you're not on the premium feed, again, thank you for listening. Thank you for making it to the end. Consider joining the Patreon. It's completely free. And we will see you guys next week. This has been another episode of the Pokemon Podcast, and we are
Super effective.
Super Digimon is pretty cool, effective.
I gotta download that demo.
Oh yeah.
Play.
Yeah. If the average spend per player is up, who cares if the player count is low?
That's true.
You know,
Does Candy
there's-
Crush have a podcast? I mean, are there Candy Crush podcasts out there?
Oh my gosh.
has to be Candy Crush Podcast. I didn't think about this.
Yeah, there is.